It was by a vote of 118 to 62 that the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe decided to restore voting rights to Russia, suspended 5 years ago following the annexation of Crimea. The Ukrainian delegation responded by storming out of Tuesday morning's session, while their Prime Minister Volodymyr Groysman tweeted that the vote showed a display of contempt for international law. Britain, Poland and the Baltic states are among those who support the Ukrainian position, but others argue that it's better to keep Russia inside the organisation. Only citizens of member states can seek the Council of Europe's intervention over the respect of human rights and the rule of law. Also weighing in the balance, 75 million euros of unpaid dues owed by Russia. Richard Good, Euronews.
Well, let's head over to Moscow to get the latest from our correspondent Galina Polonskaya. Galina, as we heard there, the decision by the Council of Europe to give back those voting rights to Russia, how important is that for Moscow?
Well, actually, politicians here says that the Council of Europe is more important, less important for Russia than Russia for the Council of Europe. You know that Russia stopped paying its contribution in 2017, and in June the deadline comes. And if Russia loses membership, it's not about the Council, it's also about the European Court of Human Rights. And the human rights defendants here are very concerned because they say that this is the only court in Russia, and if those politicians who want to isolate Russia from Europe win, in that case, it will be a lose for all of those who want to defend the human rights here in Russia.
There's also this question of the debt that Russia owes to the Council. It's estimated to be about 75 million euros. Will it be repaid now?
Well, actually, I have just spoken with Leonid Slutsky, the head of the International Committee of the Lower House of Parliament, and he said that the question of paying the whole debt is not on the table at all. He said that Russia might consider paying the debt from the last year, but only if it is restored completely and without any sanctions.
And what about the Ukraine? Because, of course, Ukraine does not think that the Council of Europe ought to have given Russia back its voting rights. Has there been any response to that from the Kremlin?
Well, actually, Mr. Slutsky told me that this is a hysteria and agony and powerless malice, and many politicians have the same rhetoric, but the Kremlin welcomes the decision of Russia being back in the Council of Europe, and it is seen as a victory. The Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, said actually that it means that various European countries have various opinions on Crimea. However, he underlined that, of course, it does not mean that the mutual opinion on Crimea has changed.